boy DJ Wolf here. Got breaking news for you guys. Just now, actually within the last 2 hours, I heard that the state or county, I think it's the state, Minnesota, is not going to file criminal charges or pursue the matter any further into the death of iconic artist Prince. I'm not gonna lie, Prince was my boy, man. I'm telling you right now. There's things about him didn't understand then and probably will never understand. His death is like one of the most mysterious things I've ever heard of. It's weird. It's weirder than what happened to Michael. But we all know what happened in that case. But it's just the fact that Prince was so talented. But you could see in the last year of his life, especially the last 9 months, he was wasting away. I knew something was up when he started letting his hair go to an afro. He used to keep his hair, did up pretty good for years, man. He ain't never let his hair fall like that. Then all of a sudden he walking around with an afro. That's something he never done before. All years he been out. Well, I take that back. Yeah, he used to wear one back in the day. He went back to his roots. And something told me, I said, you know what, he going back to his childhood right now. To his earlier years. Maybe that's what he was doing. I was kind of afraid then. I was saying, I don't know. Something's going on with Prince here. And I kept saying that too. He was on, I noticed it prevalent back in the fall of 2015 when he was on the Fox series New Girl, by the way, which is in this last season. I think it starts this month. And he made cameo on the show. As himself, of course. Now, here's the thing with that. He was the skinniest I've ever seen him. He had a big blowout afro. And it was just, I don't know, it was just kind of, it was just, it was a little bit of an odd look, and you could tell he was a little bit emaciated. Wasn't the Prince of old. He didn't look the healthiest he ever looked. And this was 2015. I know it was the writing was on the wall then. Or at least I suspected it. But nevertheless, Prince wasn't even known in the industry for doing drugs. I watched the video of Prince sometime after his death, where Prince actually did a concert and told the audience, he said, I gotta leave, man. I gotta get ready to go to service tomorrow, which he was referring to his Jehovah's Witness. I think it was a Jehovah, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Jehovah's Witness, but nevertheless, he did talk about religion on several of his songs and some of his albums. He was just multi-talented. But I'm gonna tell you, and even Sheila E., who Prince was madly in love with, everybody, we knew that for years, had said that Prince was not on drugs. But I've heard people, people I've talked to, relatives, friends, that said they thought he was. I'm on the fence about it. I don't think Prince was doing the stuff that a lot of people thought he did when it comes to drugs. I really don't believe that. He was too talented, and he used to be a pretty healthy person, but I think over the years he got caught with some bad people, which is what happened to Michael Jackson. Now I'll get to that in a second. Or somebody wanted him out, like the industry, aka Warner Brothers, because Prince had won a lawsuit. Not too long before his death. He won the lawsuit to get his music back. And He got all his copyrights and stuff, all his music publishing and stuff back from the studio, from Warner Brothers. And that rumored as may be the reason that it may have led to his death. You know, they said, I think I was reading something about George Michael had won his lawsuit too. I had heard that because George Michael was also a songwriter as well. And Michael Jackson got his songs back too. And in fact, he had got his songs and then some because he had bought out the Beatles catalog. So I noticed that these same three guys, all of them died before they were 60. And all of them had major publishing rights to songs that they got from, you know, industry people. And of course, in the case of Michael Jackson, he had got something that wasn't even that he didn't even write, but he bought it. I mean, you own it once you buy it. And Paul McCartney was not happy about that. He was not too happy about that. That's also pretty well known. So, yeah, it's definitely questionable. That whole situation with that is questionable like I don't know what. No doubt about that. I can honestly say that wholeheartedly. But what's all this? It makes you think. Oh, good, all my bills coming through. Wow. Makes you wonder. Makes you wonder about all this mess that's going on with these artists now, who want to take back control of what they put their hard-earned time into. You know, their blood, sweat, and tears. You know, all three of them. And that was one thing they all had in common, and they all died young. There was a quote that Michael Jackson said many years ago when he attended James Brown's funeral back in 2006. The creepy part about it was just 3 years before he passed away in 2009. He said, he was quoted as saying, I might be paraphrasing, but he did say, yeah, like I was saying before, Michael Jackson was saying, and I'm going to try to paraphrase it again, and I quote, I don't want to be doing this when I'm 70. When he said doing this, he was saying, it was kind of an eerie statement he made, though. He basically was saying, when I don't want to be still performing when I'm 70 years old. Michael Jackson was trying to do what he had to do to pay off whoever he owed or whatever, and help his family out and get all that out the way by the time he got old. He didn't want to keep performing anymore. He was tired, and you could see it when if you ever watched the movie that he was working on when he was ready to do his final performances. This is the movie called This Is It. Michael Jackson basically was emaciated, and you could see it. And this was just a couple days before he passed away. The last living memento of Michael Jackson before he passed away, and it's really tragic. I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually took off a day of work to watch the funeral. That funeral of Michael Jackson, because I sat there and watched this young man perform from the time he was 10 years old, when I was a kid. Well, about 10, 11 years old. Anyway, in the late 60s. And I remember when Michael Jackson came on the scene. He was still a kid. To the time he was 50, man. And I saw that. I'm not going to lie, people. That shit broke my excuse my French, my motherfucking heart. It broke me down, man, I'll tell you. Because I identified with the fact that we were both kids around the same time. And I sat there and watched him develop into the artist that he was. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think there was a more abused artist in the industry in terms of what they did than Michael Jackson. Prince was another one, too, because Prince was a child prodigy as well. Prince actually was in a group before prior. A lot of people know that. He started out performing with his cousins in the group a couple of years before he went solo. And he was a kid then too. But Michael Jackson was 10 years old when he started out. Professionally. Okay? That's all he knew. He had performance at the time he was 3 years old. That's all he knew. And to sit there and watch him emaciated like that and then watch the funeral, it broke my heart. I literally, when Usher sang that song, man, Gone Too Soon, I broke down in the house a boo-hoo. I ain't kidding. I cried out loud for about 15 straight minutes, nonstop. It was sad. Think about it now made me sad. You know, because he gave everything. One thing about Michael Jackson, you can never take away. Michael Jackson gave it everything he had in his performances. That's no joke. It's just sad to see that he, you know, didn't get a chance to enjoy life the way he should have been able to do. It's really sad. It's really sad. And same thing for Prince, man. Prince loved to perform. He loved performing, you know. And it's really sad that the same for Prince, man. He didn't get a chance to really enjoy life like he should have been able to do, because he definitely was a hard worker. And my thing of it is, man, it's industry. There's no doubt. I can bet anything on it. You know, because they all three had the same deal in common. They all were singer-songwriters. Prince was a little bit more proficient in music than as far as instruments than the other two. Although Michael Jackson did play some instruments. I don't know about George Michael, but they all were iconic artists who knew what they wanted in their music and knew what the fans wanted. The sad part about it is that they didn't live long enough to really see it out to a point where they could actually retire. All three were still in their prime. Sad. It's really sad. That's all I gotta say, man. But what's really even sad, again, I'm gonna get out of it, is Prince investigation was just, you know, they just buried it, so to speak. I bet you if it was anybody else, they would never let that go. Funny part about it is, even though they decided they're not going to criminally charge anybody, the doctor was able to pay a $30,000 fine. I think something to do with, I forgot, but it's on a related charge, I think, or unrelated charge, something along that line. But if I get some more detail on it, I'll let you know. As a matter of fact, I plan on looking up some detail on that. I just sent, matter of fact, well, I tell you what, I'm going to continue with a live podcast a little later between now and tomorrow, and I could try to get you the full rundown on that. All right? More details on this to follow. This is DJ Wolf. I'm out.